Okay, we're recording now. Hello. Yeah, you guys on YouTube, you missed so much. We did so many things. I'm sorry. You just gonna have to imagine what I did.
Wait, Emil, did you record the first half of the lesson?
The first half is recorded.
Okay.
So it's just from lunch to now. Which is like only 45 minutes. I mean, come on, we couldn't have done that much in 45 minutes. So now we have some... oh yeah, power up, of course. We need power up as well. So that's gonna be... that's gonna be... face button bottom. So the A button on an Xbox controller or the cross on PlayStation. Or whatever that button is on Switch. B. I think it's B. So now, if I plug in this dang old gamepad...
What if we don't have a gamepad?
then it's too bad. Okay, so I can drive, but I'm driving the first... I'm driving the first one. So that sucks. Oh, whoops. I crashed. Yeah, you should ask Future Games to actually give you a bunch of gamepads. Just give them to you.
I think last time they said no, didn't they?
But no to giving you gamepads?
I don't know.
That sucks. Yeah, but so the problem right now is that we're driving the first player. And, you know, just to check that, if I hit the W key or something on the keyboard, again, I am driving the first car here. So that sucks. I was supposed to drive the second player. And this is actually also a setting in project settings. So we're gonna head into project settings, maps and modes. No, input, sorry. So into project settings I go, and then I go into inputs, and then we're gonna scroll down here. Where the hell is it? God, I don't remember any of this anymore. General? Let's just search for it. I see gamepad. There we go. Oh, it was in maps and modes. Wait, where is it? Oh, okay, there it is. I missed them. Yeah, so here is the skip assigning gamepad to player 1. That's a bool. And that simply means that Unreal will always try to give every player a gamepad if there is one. So when we plug in a gamepad, it will try to give that gamepad to player 1 because they don't have a gamepad right now. They only have the keyboard, and they want every player to have a gamepad. However, if we assign this bool, then it will skip assigning a gamepad to player 1 and say like, okay, you already have the keyboard, I'm gonna give the gamepad to player 2 instead. So we have to make sure to check that. Come on! I don't want to play! I'm working! Okay, so... so yeah, so now player 1 won't get a gamepad. And it will only have the keyboard. So let's try it now. And it doesn't work. Oh, hold on. My gamepad stopped working. Oh. Yeah, baby! Woo! So now I'm playing as the second player. And if I hit the keyboard, then I'm playing as the first player.
Wait, I kind of missed something there. So if you connect two gamepads, would that mean that player 1 gets one and player 2 gets one?
Yes.
If that setting is true.
Exactly.
So if I have 4, it's the same with 4. It just automatically assigns a gamepad to each
Yes.
player
So
controller.
they will try to give every player controller one gamepad. So that's like if you're making a game that can only be played with the gamepad, it will make sure that it works for every player. Cool. Yeah, we don't have to assign the car transform because we're spawning it with a spawn transform. So it will just spawn at that location. So we don't have to move it afterwards. But alright, how nice. So now we have... Now we have 2 cars. Great. So we can play multiplayer. Local multiplayer.
Can we stop it from spawning the default pawn somehow?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. We should probably fix that somehow. I'm actually not sure. Can we stop that? Let's just search in project setting. Default pawn. Pawn. I'm not sure if we can actually stop that. What we can do, however, delete player start. Well, that's the problem. We don't have a player start. So actually, I can even do like this. I can do like play from here, and now it will spawn the pawn at that location instead. So it will kind of be like if there is no player start, and no actor wants to auto possess a player controller, or have itself be possessed by a player controller, then it will just spawn whatever the game mode's default pawn is. So that's quite annoying.
But we have something called player start in the world outliner.
Oh, we do! Oh, we do have a player start. What if I remove that? Wait, does that actually work? Is there no pawn now? Ah, no, here they are. Yeah, they were just in. They were just at the camera instead. Easy peasy. Oh no. Yeah. So that sucks. Let's take a little break. I'll Google around a little bit, and I'm gonna dig around and see if there's a way to stop it from spawning pawns, but I'm not very hopeful. And then I'll see you guys back in 10 minutes. So let's say 14:05. 2:05.
Oh, is it in the game mode? There's a default pawn class.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking that we'll do in other cases, is that we'll just override the game mode and set the default pawn to maybe be null, or some sort of dummy actor that doesn't do anything.
There is a non option at least.
Let's see here. Let's go to the... Okay, so what does this do when we create a player? Fuck. Ass. No, got definition. So when it creates a local player, what will that do? It will try to find it, then it's gonna new it, add it. It's gonna spawn the player controller. That doesn't do anything interesting. What's this do?
Seems if we put it the default pawn to none, it doesn't spawn anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's do that then.
But I have to make a blueprint first so I can change it.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's just do that. It's the easiest way. Hello. Dashing through
Welcome
the
back.
snow. La 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 la. All right. So let's go ahead and get rid of the default pawn. All right. So I'm just gonna close down everything. I have too many tabs open. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna make my we're gonna make our own game mode. So I will. We already have a game mode base here. We could probably get rid of this, honestly. Capture the flag. I'm gonna put it in. I'll make a new. I'll make a new game folder. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. So I made a new game folder in our source here, game, and I'll make race game mode. .h and race game mode .cpp. Because remember, it's the game mode that actually defines what the default pawn and everything is, and potentially we can figure out if what if we set the default pawn to null pointer or is nothing, none. Will that do anything? Will it crash? Oh, I guess we'll see.
Wait, what class did you just create?
I created in game. I made a new folder called game, and I made this race game mode. Dashing through the snow. Oh. That was actually a fun course. We actually had a course where we had to make a Unreal tournament map. And the whole like grading of it was that just the whole class just played everyone's map. That was super fun. It was a great course. Except I hated it because I hate level design, but so we're gonna reload. Yeah, I was just like, hey, can I not do this course? And he was just like, yeah, you just do bare minimum and handle it. And I was like, okay. Thanks. It was still fun. Play everyone else's map. And then when the teacher got to my map and was giving feedback, he was like, well, it's a good job. It's like, thanks. Giving a G, baby. So we're gonna make a oh, sorry, it's an A. So we're gonna make A race game mode. Oh, it's A game mode base. I think. Is there an A game mode? There is an A game mode. Okay, let's inherit from that then. I'm too scared to inherit from the base version there. So we're gonna do the usual U object stuff with generated body. We're gonna write U class, and then we're gonna include. Okay, where does game mode live? Just in game framework. Okay, that's easy. It's just game framework / game mode.h. Boom. What do you mean sounds like Emil's classes? This is the first class we're having and we're not even done yet. She's not even listening to me. So we made a game mode. I just added a constructor there. And what we want to do in constructor is just set the default pawn. So if we go into a game modes, oh god, the game mode class is so huge. Okay, it wasn't this one, it was the base one. Because of course inheritance is fantastic. Here we can see a bunch of T subclass office. T subclass offs. T subclass office. Multiple T subclass off. And we have here, default pawn class. So this is the one we want to set to nothing. So I'm just going to do that in the constructor of our new game mode. Of our race game mode. Here I will just do default pawn class is equal to, I think, null. Does that work? Let's try it. What could fucking possibly go wrong? Dashing through the snow. Does anyone want to know the rest of the lyrics? Hey, Ruta, can you sing
No.
me your best Lithuanian Christmas song?
No.
Wait, where were you from?
Latvia.
Oh, sorry, your best Latvian. Can you tell me your best Latvian Christmas song? Do you know how much information I have to remember about you guys? Do you think that's easy?
Like what?
I want to die. Please say the line, Emilia. Say it. Emilia, say the line.
What kind of information do you need to remember about us?
Everything. Your nationality. It's the most important one.
Gender.
Yeah, your gender, your name, which is like what? It's like 3 variables already. Alright, so it didn't work. We already have a pawn here, so clearly null perkele. That's racist. So we have it's already still spawned the pawn. But of course we made the game mode, but we haven't actually set that this is the game mode we're gonna use by default. So still using like whatever this was. I don't know. Here, I'll go into project settings, maps and modes. Yeah, so still using this game mode base as the default game mode. So here we just want to hop in, render to texture game. What? What kind of game mode is that? Yeah, so I'm just gonna select race game mode. So that's gonna be our default game mode to use.
Is there any way to hide all the other ones and just have like in custom-made ones, or?
Not that I know of, no. It would be nice though. Would be very nice. You want to have Magic Leap Shared World game mode? That sounds pretty dope.
Hell yeah.
So now if we play... beautiful. So now we have no other pawns.
It's
Can I
not
see
on the
the
camera.
code again?
Yes. So that was great. So if we set the default pawn class to null pointer in the game mode, then it will actually not spawn any pawn for the players. So that's fantastic. So now we have our custom pawn spawning logic. Isn't that neat?
Wait, do we have to make a blueprint out of this?
No.
Can we make a blueprint?
We can, but we don't need to do anything with it. If we wanted to set the default pawn class to be our car, then we would need to make a blueprint version, yes. But since we're just setting the null pointer, we don't need to reference anything, any assets or anything. Oh, are you finished, Niklas?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, cool. What was the?
My code doesn't work again.
Suomi poika.
What was the one sentence I learned? Oh, paljon lunta, mutta ei taskulampu. That's the only one I know.
Okay.
And what does that mean?
It means lots of snow but no flashlights, which I'm not quite sure what.
That's true.
I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to mean, but all right. So what's wrong with your code then, Daniel?
I don't know. I'm getting in like red squiggles for a race game mode and for default pawn class.
Okay, let's check it out.
The...
Have you included game mode?
Yeah, I think so.
You have only one. You have only one column. Just 2 columns.
Oh, up here.
Yes. Ta-da!
Oh, well,
That was easy.
oops.
All right. So so yeah. So now we don't have a default pawn. Now the question is, do I end the lesson early and go to sleep, or do we do the camera?
Camera.
Before you do,
What?
can you help me? Before
Yeah.
you end the lesson early?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
So I still have my original car in my scene,
Uh-huh.
just lying around.
Just hanging
And
around.
when I want to delete it, Unreal complains that I still have references to it in my camera.
Yeah. That's because your
So-
camera is referencing it. Amazingly.
So do I just open the blueprint camera and move it from there? Or where do we
Well,
put it?
it's because... Whoops. So if I go into my camera here, and if I just like set the follow actor to anything, where was it? Oh, world settings. Lol. I was in world setting and good details, of course. If I set any actor as my follow actor here, let's say this cube, for example, it will mark this cube as being referenced by the camera. So if I try to remove it, it will say like, hey, this actor is referenced by something else, are you sure you want to delete it? But that doesn't, of course, like, I can just press yes here. So you take yes. All that will happen is just that this reference that was in the camera. Whoops. That this reference on the camera will just become none. So that's the only thing that will change.
So I can get around it by just setting it to none.
Yeah, or just typing yes. Just like just type yes. Like I don't care that it's BP camera references. I will just delete it. It is kind of a safety measure, so that if you have a bunch of pointers to other actors, it doesn't want you to like accidentally delete something that was referenced somewhere else.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, let's end it early. My brain, I can't think. So let's just end this. Let's just end it early. Let's just fucking mercy kill this goddamn train wreck of Allison. Sorry, what did you have to say, David?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, where do you assign the follow target for the camera? Since you spawn in there.
Just on the camera. Right now, it's not assigned to anything. Like.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
right now it's none, and that's why it's just kind of static.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to do. That's what we're gonna do tomorrow then. We're just gonna find some way to get all the cars and then figure out how to follow them all in like a Smash Bros style way.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun, but a lot of work, and I don't want to do work. I want to go sit in the shower and cry. So great, guys. We have multiple players now, and this is how I generally do multiplayer. The problem with doing multiplayer not in this way is that you kind of have to use the player starts, and they're kind of finicky in that they're like kind of random. So whenever I do multiplayer, or local multiplayer that is, I usually do this kind of custom spawning thing and then manually possessing the pawns from the player controller. Just that I have a little bit more control over where stuff is spawned and when, and so on.
But if you're not doing local multiplayer, it gets a lot more complicated, right? If you're going to do like actual multiplayer.
Not really, honestly. I will say that actually. It's not actually really all that much more complicated. I don't know what happens if I used to like play as listen server and then to... Oh. Okay, well, okay, this kind of breaks. So this logic doesn't work. We have to do this on the server. But otherwise, like, the structure of everything is more or less the same, even if it's networked. Yeah. But I would strongly recommend not doing networking for your projects, your game projects. Strongly recommend not doing it.
Because you would have to code your own networking solution, right? Or some external thing.
Well, the thing is that it can kind of lull you into thinking that it won't be that hard. Because a lot of Unreal is already networked by default, like stuff like the character movement component and spawning actors and stuff like that. Like that stuff is already networked. So it kind of seems like, oh, this is going to be easy. But then as soon as you have to network stuff yourself, like once you're actually like making the game, like you have to do like pickups and you have to do stats and blah, blah, blah. And player joining, especially player joining, is so tricky that like you kind of, at the end of the project is where all the problems come up. And then you're fucked. Like I've seen this happen every year. Someone does networking online. Sometimes it goes well and sometimes it goes horribly wrong. So I would really avoid it unless because the problem is like it's not only you that you're screwing over by making a network game. It's you're screwing over your whole team as well if it doesn't go well. So it's not just your project on the line, it's everyone else's as well, and everyone wants to have a good game to have on their portfolio. So I would avoid that if you can.
Yeah, I don't think you should do something that you're not prepared to handle and screwing everyone else over in the process.
Yeah, I would, just try to make it as simple as possible, so you have something, so everyone has something nice to show on their portfolio. All right, cool. Any last questions before we call it a day? And that's it.
My power-up doesn't work, but I don't understand why.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We can look at that later, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite soup is none of them. Alright, cool. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Yep.
Your name is Johanna. Okay, bye-bye.